Now in this video we're going to talk about using guidelines. Now first of all, what is a guideline? Well, a guideline is a line that you can just drag out from any existing line in SketchUp, which will help you to locate something accurately where you don't have any other way to locate it. So you do that by using the tape measure tool. Now when you want to make a guideline, you can make it from an axis, like the green axis here, and I'm dragging out a guideline and I can define the distance. So I'm going to make mine 250 away from that axis, and I did that horizontally. I can also drag one upwards, and you can see now the line is blue. So now if we just look at that through a different angle, you can see that I dragged up on the second one and across on the first one. So you've got to make sure that you're dragging in the right direction. Now, the purpose of guidelines is to, as I said, help you draw things in accurate positions. So I drew, well, let's first delete that one I just drew going up. I drew this guideline here, 250 in, and I want to make a hole in this 250 in from here as well. So I can take my tape measure tool, and notice I'm actually putting my tape measure tool on the line. I'm not going anywhere near these end points. If you put it on the end point, it'll give you a different type of guideline. So you want to be on the line, click and drag, and then type your distance, 250. And that gives me then what we call intersection, where two lines meet. Okay, which allows me then to take my circle tool as an example and drag out a circle to a specific size, and now I have a circle which is the size I want it to be and also in the location I want it to be, defined by the center. Okay, so now let's pull this up into an object. I'm going to make that 70 tall. Now what if I want to groove in this? Well, I can also use guidelines to help me with that. So I can take my tape measure tool again. I want a groove that's about 20 in from here. Now let's make that 75 in from there. And then I'm going to make another one over here, which is going to be 200 in. Okay, and now I have guidelines which are going to let me draw a line accurately, which goes across perfectly parallel to all these other lines. So I'm going to take my line tool, draw across there from intersection to intersection, which is being created by my guidelines. And then I'm going to drag down by a certain distance. And that's another very useful use of the guidelines. Now, you will have seen probably from one of the existing exercises that you did that it was extremely useful to be able to drag a guideline from an existing guideline, which is what I'm doing right now. So I'm then going to make those 300 apart, and which then gives me, like you will have done in one of the previous exercises, a place to put a circle here with a radius of 200, and a place to put a circle of here with a radius of 180, which then gives me those perfect two overlapping shapes, which I can then work further with. So when you want to work accurately, you always need to give yourself places to guide lines to if you want to make more complex shapes. And you do that by using guidelines.